Good morning, guys. Welcome to another exciting episode of Kingdom Kids Online. I hope you are all doing all right. I hope you've had a good week. I hope you're staying safe and finding lots of fun things to do to fill your time. Bonus points to those of you who recognise where I am this morning. I'm somewhere different, but do you recognise it, I wonder? Well, I'll see. I'll find out. But I'm sure you guys have been to lots of fun places this week, maybe out on your bikes, maybe sailing about the place. Who knows? You do. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to show me something that you have been doing this week, maybe somewhere you've been this week, through the power of mime. That's right, guys. We're going to mime it up today to share what we've been up to this week. If you don't know what mime is, it's carefully acting out something you've done this week. Here's something I've done this week. Let me mime it for you. That's right, guys, mime is an elaborate business. Don't miss a step. It has to be exactly like the real thing you did. This is me cooking a dinner. See, did you see? I got my vegetables from the fridge, I cut them up, put them in the pan, gave it a stir, put it on the hob. See, mime, the art of mime. I bet you could almost see the food that I was creating through the power of my mime. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to you guys now. I'm handing on the mime baton. Here you go. So think of something you have done this week, maybe somewhere you've been, and I would like you to mime it for me. In 3, 2, 1, mime. So beautiful, such marvellous mime. You guys, you're so gifted and talented, and you've been up to such fabulous things. Oh, every Sunday you don't fail to disappoint. You show me these amazing things, these incredible skills. And you know what, guys, by the time we get back together, you are all going to be absolute masters of the dramatic arts through all these bits we're doing in the intros. So thank you for joining in. I happen to know some of the other stuff you guys have been up to this week because you have been really cool and you have once again been sending me some really awesome pictures of what you've been doing. So without further ado, it's time for the montage of awesomeness. How good was that, you guys? I think you're upping your game on your crafts recently, I have to say. So I'm going to give you guys loads of crafts to do this week because I feel like you're stepping it up on the craft business. So that is really cool, and I'm excited to see what you can create from this week's story. Now, this week we're doing something a bit different. You know that for the last couple of weeks we've been looking at different people who were Christians in the early church and the things that they did to help others and to share the story of Jesus, like the way they used their different skills and the situations they were in to make a really big positive difference. So we've been thinking about Tabitha, we've thought about Paul and Silas, we've thought about Barnabas, we've thought about Philip, but this week we're doing something a little bit different. You guys might have seen rainbows all around the place for the NHS and to say like hope and something good will come out of this. As the rainbow has been a really big symbol during lockdown. But did you know that it comes from a story in the Bible? And today we are going to look at that story and it's going to be really cool. I'm even wearing my rainbow jacket, my rainbow necklace, my rainbow self to help us think about it. So without further ado, we're going to get on to our story. Oh, hello Scotch Jeremy. Oh, hello, children. It feels like a long time since I've seen you. How are you all getting on? Are you doing well? Oh, Jez, I didn't actually have it down on the schedule for you to be up here. Oh, but it's the story time, isn't it? I'm the story worm, so I'll tell the story. Oh, Jez, a little bit awkward here. Someone else is going to tell the story today. What? Someone else is going to tell the story? But who? Well, Jeremy, excitingly, some of the kids have done a video to tell us this week's story. Oh, a video to tell the story, done by some of the children. Oh, well, I'm a little sad not to tell the story myself, but I'm very excited that you have all been reading your Bibles and learning the stories for yourselves. So I suppose just this week I'll allow it. You know what, Jeremy? I've actually got a workaround as well. We're going to do 2 stories and you can tell the second. Oh, well, that is a relief. I do love telling you guys some stories, but I am also excited to see this video now. Well, I'm excited to see it as well. So, without further ado, here is an awesome video telling this week's story by Zach and Grace. Roll the tape.
Everything was going badly in God's world. People fought each other and argued with each other. There was only one good man. His name was Noah. Noah believed in God. One day, God said, "My world is full of evil people. I'm going to wash them away with a big flood, but you will survive because you have trusted me. Build a big boat so that the flood will not wash you away." Noah and his family worked very hard on the ark, and after a long time, they had finished. Ta-da! Next, God told Noah and his family to collect 2 of every kind of animal, a male and female, and then to board the boat with them. And then he would send the rain. So, Noah and his family got 2 of all the animals and they all boarded on the boat. So good. And then Noah and his family boarded the boat and the rain came down. Doo-doo! The rain came down for 40 days and nights without stopping. Everyone was drowning apart from Noah and his family, who were safe aboard the ark. After the rain stopped, Noah sent out a raven to see if he could find any leaves. The raven went, but didn't come back. So Noah sent out a dove next. And the dove flew all the way to the nearest tree that he could find, and he brought Noah back a green leaf. After lots and lots of days, Noah and his family finally saw a glimpse of land. So they carried on sailing towards it. When they were finally on dry land, Noah and the animals started to clamber out of the ark. God put a rainbow in the sky as a promise never to flood the whole world again. The end!
How good was that? Oh my word, that was amazing. You didn't just tell the story, but you acted it out with all those different characters and all that Lego and Duplo. I was very impressed, and as a story worm, I'm quite hard to impress when it comes to doing a story. You know, I was properly impressed too. How great is that story? And also, what good lessons does it have in it? Oh, aye, there are some really important things we can learn from that story about trusting God. Yeah, if Noah hadn't trusted God and he hadn't followed those seemingly crazy instructions to build that boat, his family would have been in real trouble just like everyone else. Oh, aye, but because Noah and his family trusted God, God kept them safe and he kept them protected and he kept all his promises to them. That is true. It's like God promised to keep them safe, to look after them, and they trusted him, and he did. And the story ends with that big promise, doesn't it? Oh, aye, that huge promise that God put in the sky in the form of the rainbow that says, I will never leave you or destroy you again. What a beautiful promise. It is indeed. So I guess that is part of the reason why we've been using the rainbow as a symbol for hope during lockdown, because it's a sign that actually after a really bad thing, God made a promise that said, trust me and I will protect you and this will never happen again. I will be with you and I will bring goodness out of tragedy. A fresh start. Oh, aye. And that is a really beautiful thought. But Charlotte, you said that we could do a second story. Now I am feeling all hyped up after watching that lovely video. I'm ready to tell a story. Oh, well, that's good, Jeremy, because actually I've got one right here for you that I thought would link in really nicely with what we're thinking about today. Oh, good. Well, you know, I think we're going to need the children to join in too. So, I think we're all going to need to get rainbowed up. I'm looking nice and bright and colourful. Charlotte's looking nice and bright and colourful. But what about you? Before we do our second story, I think you should pause the video and go and put on your most rainbowy clothes and come back ready to join in. Alright, that sounds like a good idea to me, Jez. Okay guys, go and get your pause the video, go and get your rainbow stuff now. Welcome back. Oh my goodness, you guys. You look absolutely incredible. It feels like ages since we've got you to dress up and I love it. You look so bright and cheerful. You guys are walking, talking signs of hope and I like it. I'm into it. I'm totally on board. We should all dress like this every day. Well, maybe not every day, Charlotte. Not everyone can get away with what do you do. And not everyone is quite so happy to have people look at them in the street like they're a crazy person. That does not happen to me. Excuse me, Jeremy. That's cheeky. I'm not impressed. Oh, sorry, Charlotte. I suppose I should be more kind. Now, children, I've got some jobs for you to do during this story. What I need is for you to do some actions on some of the words. Oh, that sounds good. What words are we doing actions on, Jez? All right, the words are house. Okay, what action are we doing on house? Well, I can't do it because I've got no hands, so you will have to demonstrate the symbol. Okay, so when we do house, you're going to put your two hands together to make like the roof of a house. Okay, next one, Jez. All right, the next one is build. For build, you're going to do like two fists on top of each other like you're laying some bricks. Okay, like boom, 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 but with your two hands. Oh, just like that, Charlotte, just like that. The next one is rain, and you're going to do rain hands. Okay, easy peasy. It's like some falling jazz hands. That's our rain hands, guys. Brilliant. Next one. Okay, the next one is sea, and you can do some wave arms for that. Okay, got it? And the very last one is wind. And when I say wind, you need to pretend you're being blown about by a very strong wind. Okay, so a bit of like that. Just like that. All right, let's test to make sure you've got them all. House, build, rain, sea, and wind. Good? All right, I think we're ready to go. Here we go. The story goes something like this. Let me tell you a story, said Jesus to the crowd one day. A story all about building. Once there was a man, a wise man, who wanted to build a house. So he found a big rock, a really big rock, and he said, "This is where I'll start." And he dug a big hole in that really big rock, and that's where he built his house. Then the rain came, and the sea rose, and the wind huffed and puffed enough to blow that house down. But that house did not move, not 1 inch. Now there was another man, a foolish man, who wanted to build a house too. So he found a nice beach, a nice soft sandy beach, and he said, "This is where I'll start." And he smoothed out the sand and tossed out the shells, and that is where he built his house. Then the rain came, and the sea rose, and the wind huffed and puffed enough to blow that house down, and down it fell, with a shiver and a rumble and a crash. "Listen to my words," said Jesus. "Do what I tell you, and you will be like the first man. For the things I say are true, solid as any rock, and you can build your life upon them." Wow. Thanks, Jez. Oh, no worries. I like that story a lot. Thank you for joining in. I liked it too, and you guys were really hot on the actions and looking like big rainbows, so I was really into it. How do you think that links to the story of Noah then, Jez? Oh, well, I think it's all about trust, isn't it? And what we decide to build our lives on. Noah trusted God when he said that he would protect him, and he trusted God's instructions about what to do. And he trusted God's promise of the rainbow at the end. And he built his life on those things. What do you mean he built his life on them? Like, he didn't actually build anything on them. I mean, he just built the ark, not his life. Well, I suppose it means what things are the things that you rely on in life, the things that are most important to you. And if they are things that you can trust, like God's promises, then your life will be steady and safe. And God will protect you if you are trusting him. Okay, so it's like, what are the big rocks our life is built on? What are the things that we rely on and the things that we trust? Aye, something like that. And we know that God always keeps his promises, so they are the safest thing to build your life on. Well, that's it for me. I've had my chance to tell my story, and we did some actions, and I came up with a lesson. Now I'm going to go and get ready for next week. All right, Jez, thanks for joining us. Let's all say bye to Jeremy. See you later, Jez. All right, see you next time, children. Bye, Jez. Bye. Oh, there he goes, back down into his burrow. Hopefully he'll have another good story for us for next week. But there we go. So that is 2 stories from the Bible that are all about promises and the fact that God always keeps his promises. We can trust his promises to be with us, to protect us, all those really great promises he gives. And no matter what storm might come, those promises stay solid and trustworthy. Now, we've heard about the promise of the rainbow in the Bible, like God's promise never to flood the earth again, never to flood the earth a second time like he did in the big flood of Noah. But there are loads of other promises that God gives us. And when I look at the rainbow, I don't just think about that one promise then, but I think about all the really good promises that God gives. And I wonder if you guys know any of them. How many promises do you think you know from God? I've got a little bit of a challenge for you. You might need a pen and paper, because what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some promises, but I've jumbled up all the words. So you're going to need to unjumble them for me. So if you need to go and grab a pen or pencil and a piece of paper to do that, I'll give you a second to pause the video and do that now. Welcome back. Okay, get your pens and your paper ready, because we are going to see and unscramble some promises from the Bible. Are you ready? Here we go. Here is promise number 1, all jumbled up. See if you can unjumble it. I'm going to give you not very long at all, because I think it's really easy and I think you guys are super smart. So I'm just going to give you a couple of seconds. Here's number 1. That's where it is from in the Bible. Not actually from the book of Phil, it's from Philippians, but I couldn't fit it all in at the bottom. And that's long enough. I think you've got it. I believe in you. Okay, here is promise number 2. Are you ready? Okay. That one is from Exodus 14:14 in the Bible. I think it'd be cool for you guys to look these up and see the words in the big Bible when we're done. But hey, you don't have to do that. You're free. You're your own people. Here we go. I think that's long enough. I reckon you've all got that. Ready for the next one? Here we go. This one. Oh, I think that's a bit longer. I'm going to give you a few more seconds. There you go. This one is from the book of Jerry. It's not from the book of Jerry. It's from Jeremiah. But it would be cool if there was a book of Jerry. Flip flop. Okay, that's long enough. That's long enough, you guys. Next one. Let's go. I think this one is one of my favourite Bible promises. Here you go. Book of Matt. Again, you know it's not really the book of Matt. It's the book of Matthew. That's long enough. That one was only 5 words. You've got that. You've got that. And if I'm too quick, you can go back and pause the video. But I believe in you. I believe in your skills. Okay, this is the very last one. Promise 5 of 5. Here we go. And that's from the book of Deuteronomy. And that is I think, the most reassuring promise in the whole Bible. I love it. I love that one. Got it? Well done, you guys. You just learned 5 Bible promises. And I think they're all really good, reassuring ones to remember during these trying times. Now, you have listened to 2 stories, you've unscrambled some promises, we've done lots of sitting and thinking and listening. I think it's time to do a minute of moving. That's right, it is time for a 1-minute move. And you know what? I've just realised I haven't thought of an exercise for us to do today, but we're going to plough on through anyway. Here is our timer, ready to go. And today, the exercise we shall do, let me draw something from my brain. We're going to do, that one, like the twisty one. You know, where you sit like with your knees up and you've got to like go, pretend you're holding a ball. And you go from one side to the other side, to the other side, to the other side, to the other side, to the other side. And if you want to make it hardcore, put your feet slightly up in the air, like this. You can't see me because of the thing. And I'm going to do twisty for a minute, okay? That's what we're going to do. And I think that's an exercise, and I think it will be difficult. So let's give it a try. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, twisty time. Maybe because this is all about twisting, it will make you good at other twisty skills, like hula hooping. I feel like hula hooping is a twisty skill. Or maybe that's like a wriggly skill. Maybe we'll have to practice a wriggly skill next time. I'm terrible at hula hoops, but I bet loads of you guys are really good at it. Oh. Have you all been doing your PE lessons this week? I hope so. Have you been enjoying being able to go for 2 exercises in a day? Maybe you've been going for a cycle ride and a walk. I don't know what you've been doing. There's a whole world out there. Maybe you're roller skating. Maybe you're riding horses. Maybe you're riding badgers. There's so much to do. Okay, a couple of seconds left. Keep twisting. And there we go. You can stop now. Okay. I did it with my legs slightly in the air, and now my little thighs hurt because those sorts of things are difficult exercises for me. Maybe just because I'm old. But join in, give it a try. I know you guys are the best. You're good at all your workouts. Right. We're about done, lads. We're coming to the end of our time together. So I think it's time for us to pray with a psalm. So you might remember that we're doing a psalm every week. And we're using them to just focus and think about God. So what we'll do today is we're going to do it again. So I'm going to read for you this week Psalm 92. So maybe you can close your eyes and just listen. Think about what the words mean, or think of some pictures that come to mind, or you can just listen, but maybe think of it like a bit of a prayer from you to God. Okay, here we go. How good it is to give thanks to you, O Lord, to sing in your honour, O Most High God, to proclaim your constant love every morning and your faithfulness every night. With the music of stringed instruments and with melodies on the harp, your great deeds, O Lord, make me glad. Because of what you have done, I sing for joy. How great are your actions, Lord, how deep are your thoughts. This is something a fool cannot know, a stupid person cannot understand. The wicked may grow like weeds, those who do wrong may prosper, yet they will be totally destroyed because you, Lord, are supreme forever. We know that your enemies will die and all the wicked will be defeated. You have made me as strong as a wild ox. You have blessed me with happiness. I have seen the defeat of my enemies and heard the cries of the wicked. The righteous will flourish like palm trees. They will grow like the cedars of Lebanon. They are like trees planted in the house of the Lord, and they flourish in the temple of God, that still bear fruit in old age and are always green and strong. This shows that the Lord is just, that there is no wrong in my protector. I thought that was a cool psalm to do because of what it says about your faithfulness every night, the joy of proclaiming God's faithfulness every night and the things that he has done that make us glad. I think that's about remembering God keeping his promises and how he's kept them in the past, the ways he's protected us in the past. So there we go. That's this week's psalm. And that is the end of our main session for today. So in a second, I'll finish with a prayer, but then you guys, maybe you can go on and do the worship playlist, do some dancing, do some grooving, do some praising God for his awesome promises and the things that he has done. And there is also our sheet of activities, some games and a load of crafts. You guys are super crafty, so I'm sure you will absolutely smash that. So those are some things you can do after this. And I will finish now with a prayer. So get your prayer drill hands ready to go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Dear Father God, we just thank you that you always keep your promises. And Father, we thank you that your promises are so good, Lord, that you promise to be with us, that you promise to give us rest, Lord, that you promise to fight for us and to give us all that we need. Well, we just thank you for the fact that our town and our world is covered with the rainbow at the moment, Father, and that is a reminder of all the promises you have made, Father, and the reminder that you always bring something beautiful out of a catastrophe, Lord. Out of the flood you brought the rainbow, Lord, and out of this we know that you will bring some good, because you are a good God. Pray that this week you would help us to all have a really good time, great fun, keep us safe and sane, Lord, and give us lots of joy in our week and moments when we remember how great you are. Thank you for bringing us together this morning. And hopefully and Lord, please bring us together again next time. 4. Amen. Okay, you guys, I will see you next time. Do not forget that you can keep sending me your little articles or quizzes or activities to go in our little Kingdom Kids newspaper. I will be putting that together over the next couple of months, weeks, so that it can come out sometime next month. So that'd be really cool, and it'd be good to have something from all of you in there. Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you cool cats next time. Bye.